when Docker Desktop changed what they were going to do, we wanted to provide a CLI. You saw that graph earlier in the presentation where we saw this big spike, and it's come down some because we don't provide that command line experience with something comparable to Docker. So we wanted to do that, and we're containerd based. So of course we're going to go with nerdctl. And so I wanted to show that off. The new thing that we're working on right now is if you go into Kubernetes settings, and this is on Mac, on Windows. Once we have it there, it'll just automatically be there. You'll see we now have a new binary there, a new thing that you can use. And we've made it work, so it works right with it. So if I do right, it's going to tell me I don't have anything running. And part of that is because I do have Kubernetes running in the background. Containerd has its own namespaces, right? And our Kubernetes is in the default Kubernetes namespace. You can see it here. These are all the containers that are running in our Kubernetes. You can see them right here because we're talking to that same containerd under the hood. This is on Mac. This is working now. The pull request is up. It's not merged yet. But you can do some stuff. So let me come and we'll do right here. I have Rancher, right? This is Rancher latest. And I'm going to go tell it to run Rancher. Now I haven't pulled it and cached it, but you can see I told it to run. And it's going and it's pulling down all the layer images. It's waiting on some of them. I zoomed in, so it can be a little bit hard as more and more and more images happen here because I zoomed in so much, but it's going through the images, downloading and fetching everything. Under the hood, it's compatible or somewhat compatible to what the Docker CLI has. It has some features the Docker CLI doesn't, but it's also missing a handful of features that we found in there as well that are in the backlog. And so this is an upstream project that hopefully we can continue to contribute to in getting that compatibility, because that's one of the goals of the project. Okay, let's see if it comes here. It's probably because I'm streaming. So while that's going, open up a new tab. One of the things that I thought was, so one of the things here, because I don't have much time left, I'm going to show you. So while it's attempting to go over here and it's installing with containerd and starting to run Rancher itself, and it's pulling all the layers that it didn't cache, one of the things that I linked here that we don't have in yet is I wanted to see what it would be like if I just did a build. Now, right here, I have Kuborden. It uses Docker under the hood, and it actually calls Docker specifically. Now, I've gone and I've created an alias from Docker control to, Docker, the CLI to nerdctl. And here I'm going to go run make Docker build, and it's going off right now. It's doing some code gen, and it's going to end up going through those things in just a moment when this is done. Format, go vet. And you see, because I've made that alias, our goal is to just have it work in its place to the best we can. So right now it does run, they do run tests on their Docker build every time. But this, I figured I'd show off one of our other projects here in doing this. Oh, be quick. And now it's going through. And this is using build kit under the hood, which does everything else. And it's actually building in there at the same time. So while it's building, I'll jump back over here to Docker, and we'll go, because I did it in the default namespace, we can see I now have Rancher running. One of the things I will admit is the port forwarding here, that isn't working. That's actually the bug that I'm working on today, but I'm giving you kind of the cutting edge of where we're trying to go. And of course, I use Docker PS would be the same thing. And so we're able to run things. We are able to build things. Right now, this is building, and it pulled down the previous layers, and it's creating the layers now in order to go through the building of Kuborden and their controller. And so this is the kind of stuff that we're looking to make possible. I'm working on the Mac side now, and we're also working on the Windows side in order to hopefully launch that very soon, so people can build and push and pull images and run their stuff. I'd like this to be able to be eventually a replacement for development of Rancher itself.